Welcome back to Thistle Hill Farmstead. My name's Todd. If this is your first time to the channel, welcome. And if you're coming back for more, you must be a glutton for punishment, but thanks. Today our project is going to be expanding the fence on our garden area. We're going to move it out a bit to encompass the blackberry bushes and raspberry bushes. So stay with us. And as always, if you find this video helpful or entertaining, press that like button. It really helps me out a lot. Remember to subscribe to keep up to date with all of our videos, and press that bell notification to get notified when we post a new video. So today we're going to expand the fence on our garden area. We planted some blackberry bushes and some raspberry bushes here, and we have some blueberry bushes on the other side. And we don't have those in the fence, and the chickens have found them, and the chickens love to come over and eat them when the berries are in. It's kind of humorous that you'll see the chickens out here jumping up to get the berries off the top of the bush. It's really, really funny. In a way, and not in a way, because they're eating all of our blackberries and raspberries. So we're going to take this panel that's there now down. We're going to put some new posts in the ground. We're going to move it out a bit to encompass those bushes. So stay with us. The first thing I'm going to have to do is take this black plastic mesh off. We had that up to keep the chickens out. We initially built the garden and we had these cattle panels really to keep the deer out of the garden. And then we found out that the chickens could walk right through these 6x4 squares here. And maybe that was an oversight on our part, but we didn't think the chickens would go in and eat everything we had. But they've eaten our tomatoes off the vines, or at least pecked at them and just ruined them. Don't eat the whole thing. They want to peck a hole or two in every one. And we had some winter crops last year, which were cabbages, and they went in and just pecked the cabbages all to death too. So we had to put this plastic mesh around to keep the chickens out. Unfortunately, that is starting to deteriorate with the sun, and we've got a couple of holes in it. We found the rabbits have decided to chew some holes through the plastic mesh, and they go in and they eat. So we're going to wind up replacing that with some metal chicken wire around the bottom to keep the chickens and the rabbits out. But today's chore is taking this existing 16-foot panel down and moving it out and to encompass our blackberry bushes. But before we do that, I'm going to have to take this black mesh off of here, and then we'll take the panels down. Okay, step one complete. Got that black wire off, or plastic mesh off. So now I'm going to start taking the wire off. These are fencing pliers, and if you've seen any of my fencing videos, I've talked about these before. But these are a must-have if you're going to work on any kind of fence. They're a multifunction plier. They have some areas where you can cut wire here. It has a flat area here so you can grab wire. What I'm going to use here is this pointed area, looks like a beak, to get in behind the staples. And then you got a flat area here that you can hit with a hammer and drive that in. Or you can use it as a hammer too. Then it has some sections inside for crimping, wire connectors, and then just overall good pair of pliers for working on fences. And if you're going to do a lot of fence work, they're a must-have. You need to pick up a pair of these. I'll put a link in the description below to these specific pliers if you want to pick them up. So let's see if I can get some of these staples out. So what I'm going to do is put the point of this right up under the staple and hit it with the hammer on the other side. And then pull the staple out. I can also get behind the wire here too. There we go. All right, there's one. Let me see if I can get you a little closer and you can see on the next one. So now let's try this next one here. There we go. Okay, that part's out. Hey, Dixie. Now I'll go get the tractor and we'll dig some new post holes here, put some new posts in, and then start reconnecting everything. So I've got this new panel that I bought. I'm going to cut it in half, and whatever the half, it's 16 foot long, so I'm going to cut it in half. It's going to be two 8-foot sections. So then I'm going to extend this by 8 foot, and then I'll put up the back up the two panels that we took out. You know, that's one thing that drives me crazy about these John Deere tractors. It's got a seat cutoff switch, which I know it's for safety. But when you're doing something behind you and you have to kind of lean up to look back, you take your weight off the seat, it shuts the tractor off. It's a pain in the rear at sometimes. But I know it's for for the good of everything. All right, that went pretty well. You probably noticed on that second hole that it wouldn't go down. And that's the thing about these augers that are gravity fed. A 3-point hitch on the back of the tractor has no down pressure. It just depends on gravity to go down. So fortunately, you can tell by this dirt, it's fairly wet because we've had some rain here the past couple of days. So that's nice. But I have tried to drill some holes before that this red dirt is like a rock, and it'll just sit and spin on the top of it and go nowhere. But one of the things I didn't check before I moved on to the next hole, because I thought there might be a rock there, was that the auger, that first couple of teeth on the auger, when you're digging through grass like this, if it gets grass in the teeth, or at least that first one, believe it or not, it'll stop it from biting in and digging. So I believe on the third or fourth one, you saw me get off the tractor and go back and look, and it did have a clump of grass and roots caught in the auger. So I cleaned that out, and then it went on down. The other thing you can do, and I did on this one, if it doesn't go back, kind of move your tractor back and forth a little bit and angle the auger as it's going, and sometimes that'll give it a chance to bite and get going into the dirt. Once it bites and gets going, normally it'll go down. I have had instances where it would bite, go down into the dirt, particularly this red clay that we have here in Georgia, and get stuck. I mean, literally just bog the tractor down. So I've had to dig an auger out before. I've broken shear pins on an auger. So sometimes they can be aggravating. That's why when you're doing a lot of posts on a big fence, sometimes it's worth hiring somebody to come pound the posts in. or maybe somebody with a bobcat or skid steer rather, that would has down pressure on the front, and they can auger the holes down for you. But it just depends on how many you're doing. For this little chore here, that auger on the 3-point hitch does just fine. So now I'm going to clean the dirt out of the holes and put the posts in and start tamping them down. So what I'm going to do is get the panel that I cut in half and go ahead and attach it here, see how far it comes across, make sure it comes across far enough where my post is before I pack it in, and then we'll go down through there with it. So I went and got my level so I can make sure that my posts are plumb and straight. So I like that. Some people eyeball it. I like to have them straight. the other end and do the same thing down there. That'll set my corner posts, and then we can just line all the rest of them up as we put the other one. And then we'll cut the tops of this off to match the rest. There. There we go. I think that's going to get it. So now I've got this panel on and this post set, so I'll be able to take these 2 panels that I took off, and then we'll start going up that way, straightening up the poles, making sure everything looks good. Well, I missed this second post here by a little bit just because that's where the panel ends. This one I believe I have straight. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to back up and I'll auger a little bit to the right. Sometimes you can do that. Sometimes the auger will want to slide back into the original hole. It just depends on how far away you are from the original hole. Otherwise, I'll have to do it the old school way, get the post hole diggers and go at it. Let's see what we can do. Yeah, well, it started out like it was going to go down, and then eventually it slid into the original hole. But that's okay, because what I'll do is I'll dig a little bit with the post hole diggers across where the top is, and then I can go on down. It'll be fine. Man, that took a little bit more work than I wanted, because that pole, second one back, like I said, was not in line, and then this one was not quite in line either. But I pulled a string between the two end posts, and yeah, I think everything will line up nicely now. Let's keep going. All right, there we go. We got it all up. Now all I need to do is put the face boards back on, and that should be good to go. Oh yeah. Well, there you have it. We put in 2, 4, 5 new posts, and then I bought one new cattle panel, cut it in half, so we extended this by 4 foot, and then we put in these new posts, and I took the panels off the inside and moved them out. So there you go. We got it done. I forgot to turn back on the camera when I cut the tops off the posts with the chainsaw to kind of even them up a bit, but that's easy enough. But yeah, that'll help the blackberries here and the raspberry bushes, keep the chickens out of them. And like I said, again, at some point we're going to put some chicken wire around the bottom here to keep them out of the garden. All right, thanks for joining us. And again, remember, press that like button if you like this video. Remember to subscribe to keep up to date with all of our videos, and click that bell notification so you'll get notified if you have subscribed of a new video that we post.